Adam Spagnolo here, candidate for the Osborne ward of the City of Stirling. I've got a special guest in the studio today, Mr Jack Garber. Jack is a candidate for the Hammersley ward of the City of Stirling. The City of Stirling Council election is coming up in October. 21st of October is the last day to vote, but it's postal voting, so most people will actually receive their postal voting packages towards the end of September, beginning of October. Well, look, Jack and I have been talking about question time, not just at the City of Stirling, but at all local authorities. It's an opportunity for ratepayers to ask questions. We've also been talking about the mayoral election, in particular the mayoral election at the City of Stirling. And the reason why it's topical on this program today is because the City of Stirling actually have what we call a plebiscite coming up, where it's gauging the opinion of ratepayers as to whether they'd like their mayor elected by the people or whether they'd like their mayor elected by the council. Currently at the City of Stirling, the mayor is elected by the council. Now, this plebiscite will actually be in conjunction with the October election of the vacancy of seats throughout the City of Stirling, and you'll have an opportunity to decide what you'd like to do. Would you like your mayor elected by the people, or would you like your mayor elected by the council? That's a decision you'd like to make. I'll be voting for the mayor to be elected by the people because I believe that is the most democratic way to elect a mayor at the City of Stirling. Jack, what's your view?
Absolutely. We need to have ratepayers' input into who is the commander-in-chief of the council. The fact is that we have factions that develop within the council itself. There is nothing open or transparent when that occurs, mm-hmm. and there's no accountability to the ratepayers when those factions develop, and it is resolved by the ratepayers having direct election of the mayor.
I understand. That's fair enough. Okay, look, very shortly we're going to talk about WorkSafe and how it applies to local government. We're also going to talk about the delegated authority that officers at the City of Stirling have and how they can exercise certain rights under that delegated authority, how it affects the council and how it affects the people and how it affects council laws. Yeah. Because I think that's very important, Jack. We really need to hone in on that topic. But I just want to finish off with this mayoral election because it's very important. It's very important that people understand that they do have a choice. It's very important that people understand that they can exercise a vote. And I think you very rightfully and very succinctly pointed out earlier the background as to how this whole thing came about. The fact that there'd been a petition, it was lodged with the council. It was overwhelming because I think you only need about 250 people to actually say, hey, council, we would like the mode changed. And as it turned out, they did not take heed in that regard. What they decided was to in fact say, well, you know, maybe we need more people to give us an opinion. And of course, what they've done now is they've said, let's go out to this plebiscite and let's see if we get an overwhelming response. And if we do, we can think about it. Yes. Think about it, because they don't necessarily have to go along with the outcome of the plebiscite.
You're absolutely correct. Certainly with the acceptance of that petition, Adam, the council at that point could have called for a vote that was within their power. Yes. Right at that time. They didn't have to go out to the plebiscite that they are going to conduct to make the decision to make a change in how the mayor is elected. But nevertheless, that's how they workshopped it, and that's exactly what they did. They went to a workshop and they said, what are we going to do with this petition? Mm-hmm. And what they came back with is, well, we'll ask all of the people in Stirling what they want, and then we'll consider it. Right. Again, they only have to, it's only a consideration. It is not a mandate that they change it, the position.
Okay. All right, well, look, it's up to you, voters. If you are happy with the current mayor and if you are happy with the current mode of the election of the mayor, that is, that the mayor is elected by the council laws, well, then you need to let the local authority know, as in the City of Stirling, know when you cast your vote. If you're unhappy or not happy with the current situation and you want it changed, then you also have that option whereby you vote for the mayor to be elected by the people. I think I've outlined the reasons why I believe that is the appropriate way to go, and I think, Jack, you've done the same. So it's in your hands, voters. Okay, we're going to talk about WorkSafe. Now, WorkSafe is not only a matter for local government, it's a matter basically in all ambits of work.
Yeah, all industrial.
Absolutely, and I guess the City of Stirling is no exception. And I know this is a subject that you have embraced quite passionately, and I'd just like you to give us a bit of an outline.
Well, look, what we saw at the City of Stirling is the use of WorkSafe as a tool.
Okay.
This is a situation resulting from the delegated authorities, members of the officers of the City of Stirling, bringing a bullying complaint
Mm-hmm.
that was political in nature, in my view.
Yes.
And it's
There's no doubt about that.
yeah, it's a case of the inmates running the asylum, as far as I'm concerned, Adam. And that is a function of the whole concept of delegated authority. And I just briefly saying this, that many of the ratepayers don't understand the fact that council has delegated a lot of their duties and responsibilities to the officers of the city.
Can I just define delegation, just so that everybody understands how that works. Basically, the council makes a decision and says, right, from now on, any matter relating to WorkSafe or planning or building or whatever doesn't necessarily have to come to the council. Up to this level here, you can deal with it at your level. However, if it's something beyond that, well, then you come to us and we'll make that decision. So that's what the delegation is all about.
Yeah, and in a particular case involving a counselor who was not mentioned in the improvement notice that was required to be posted by WorkSafe at the City of Stirling,
Right.
but her name was leaked to the press inappropriately, in my estimation.
Right.
And following that, I've reviewed FOI documents, and the FOI documents clearly indicated to me that she was a target of the investigation, and it stems from what's known as the Bocce chocolate affair.
The Bocce chocolate affair? What's that about?
That's a charge against Councillor Liz Ree that was heard in the SAT. It went up to the State Administrative Tribunal, and the State Administrative Tribunal member hearing the matter ruled in the councillor's favor, actually. But what occurred was, at a Friday night dinner, allegedly the councillor who has a lactose intolerance and
probably a taste for Bocce chocolates by the sounds of it.
and a taste for Bocce chocolates, requested a special meal.
Right.
And that is not uncommon, and has not been uncommon in the dining room at
most people ask, do you have any dietary requirements?
That's correct.
It's not unusual at all.
If you're taking a flight to...
you can order it on the internet.
Yeah, that's correct. So it wasn't unreasonable, but in any event, also there was a request that Bocce chocolates be served at her table, right. As well as that were being served at the mayor's table, as I understand, not being there, but I understand that. And therefore it's been called the Bocce chocolate affair.
Gosh.
Following that...
Sounds like a very important issue.
Following that dinner, the head of governance, Bernadette Tucker, issued a memorandum to the counselor, informing her that if she had special requirements that she had to put in notice in writing in advance, and so on and so forth. A similar memo went out to all the counselors, but by the mayor, much toned down.
Understood.
And that became the subject of the litigation at the SAT.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Now, Jack, the thing that's got to me, there's been a couple of things bandied around about this Barchi affair.
Yes,
And obviously you're talking about SAT, the State Administrative Tribunal.
an independent.
An independent body.
Body.
You're talking about legal representation.
Yeah.
I'm presuming the city was legally represented. Now, someone's bandied the figure around to me of something like about $50,000 or $60,000 in fees. Now, whether
Easily.
it's true, easily?
Easily.
Well, you know, just to
Why?
argue about why someone
Yeah.
wanted some Barchi chocolates,
Yes. No, it was not about the Bocce chocolates.
it's
Adam.
about the process.
No, it's political.
I see.
And that's where we have a system going wrong
Okay.
at Stirling.
Yeah, you've got to ask yourself, if that was your business, would you spend $50,000 or $60,000 if you had an altercation with one of your staff members about taking too many biscuits out of the biscuit tin, or you know,
Yeah.
taking some chocolates they shouldn't have taken?
This gets worse.
Wow, that's very interesting, Jack. Look, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.